Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala asyrafil mursalin, Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, wa ba'du. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for all students who are joining up this session. Today we are going to talk about the regional autonomy. Jadi topik bahasan kita pada kesempatan hari ini adalah terkait dengan otonomi daerah. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about the regional autonomy atau otonomi daerah, di mana the region are given, all regions in Indonesia are given authority to manage the and organize of the regional in form of budgeting, in form of the how to use of the resources to support and to develop of the regional. Jadi yang namanya otonomi daerah itu adalah kewenangan daerah untuk memberdayakan potensi daerah, mengeluarkan keuangan semaksimal mungkin untuk kepentingan daerah. Jadi tidak diintervensi terlalu besar oleh pemerintah pusat. Let's go to talk in more details about what is the regional autonomy theoretically, or how to practice in the process of running the good governance and good government and clean governance. Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, we are talking about the term of autonomy. Autonomy is from the Greek, consists of autos and nomos. Autos means self, while nomos means law or rules. From this etymologies mean, we can conclude in the definitions of the autonomies or regional autonomies is the authority to regulate and manage of our own household. The second one, we talk about the legal concept of regional autonomy. Talking about the legal concept of regional autonomy, firstly, we are talking about the concept of decentralization. What is the decentralization? Delegation of government authority to regional government autonomously to regulate and manage government affairs in the system of the United States of the Republic of Indonesia. It is decentralization. Meanwhile, regional autonomy, the right, power, and obligation of the autonomous regions to regulate and manage their own government affairs and the interests of the local community in accordance with the statutory of regulation. And the third point, autonomous regions. There is a regional autonomy and also autonomous region. Meanwhile, the autonomous region, legal community units that have the territorial boundaries that are authorized to regulate and manage government affairs and the interests of the local community according to their own initiative, based on the aspiration of the people in the system of the United States of the Republic of Indonesia. It is the legal concept of decentralization, regional autonomy, and autonomous regions. We are now talking about the regional autonomy based on the 1945 Constitution. Based on the 1945 Constitution of Republic Indonesia, Article 18, after amendment, of course, the United States of the Republic of Indonesia is divided into provincial regions, and province is divided into regencies and cities. Provincial regions, and up under the provincial region, there is regencies and also cities, where each province or district and city has regional government which is regulated by the law. Provincial, the level of province, district, and the city regional government regulate and manage their own governmental affairs according to the principle of autonomy and administration. Provincial, district, and city government have regional people representative council or representative people, let's say the PRD or people representative assembly in the central level, regional level, whose members are elected through the general election. The governor, regents, mayor, respectively as the head of the provincial, district, and regions, and the city governed are democratically elected. Jadi kalau bicara tentang otonomi daerah dalam konstitusi kita, itu termuat jelas dalam pasal 18 Undang-Undang Dasar 45. Setelah amandemen, bahwa dalam konteks kenegaraan kita di Republik Indonesia itu kan ada yang namanya provinsi. Di bawah provinsi itu ada kabupaten kota. Ya. Jadi di mana masing-masing kabupaten kota diberikan kewenangan seluas-luasnya untuk mengelola, mengatur, memberdayakan potensi daerahnya untuk semaksimal mungkin digunakan untuk kesejahteraan masyarakat. Jadi masing-masing daerah dia diberikan kewenangan berdasarkan undang-undang untuk mengatur dirinya. Jadi perintah pusat itu tidak banyak intervensi bagaimana pemerintah daerah mengatur atau memberdayakan potensi-potensinya, sumber-sumber dayanya yang dimiliki. Sehingga diharapkan dengan diberikan otonomi daerah, daerah-daerah bisa maksimal memaksimalkan potensi yang ada tanpa terlalu bergantung penuh terhadap pemerintah pusat. Karena masing-masing daerah kan punya potensi-potensi masing-masing dengan karakteristiknya, dengan adat istiadatnya, dan sebagainya. Oke, di mana di masing-masing wilayah daerah itu provinsi dipimpin oleh seorang gubernur, kabupaten oleh bupati, dan di tingkat kota itu pemimpinnya adalah wali kota. So, talking about the regional autonomy based on the Constitution of Republic Indonesia, regional government exercise the widest possible autonomy except for the government affairs, which are determined by law to be affair of the central government. Regional government have the right to stipulate the regional regulation and other regulation to implement of autonomy. To structures of the procedure of administration, regional governments are regulated by the laws. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we go to regional autonomy cycle. You can see here the cycle of regional autonomy. There is regional autonomy, and then autonomous regions and decentralization. Analyzing the implementation of regional autonomy in Indonesia. Implementation of regional autonomy in the poverty reduction, here we can discuss in more detail. The regional government has brought authority and is supported by fund from APBD, regional budgeting that we have in each region, through the empowerment of women rule, empowering and facilitating access for poor families to do business, bring capital closer to the marketing its product, and overcoming of the disaster. Let's go to analyze the implementation of regional autonomy in Indonesia. In this part, we are talking about how the implementation of regional autonomy in Indonesia. First one, in the perspective of family policy making. In the policy of family policy making, the number one is the collect data and characteristic of poor families. And the second one is identifies type of pattern of poor families. provide a program for physical development such as grinding education training, provide a program that encourage employment opportunities, physical development such as building roads, bridges, house, electricity, clean water, and other. And the last one is conduct evaluation. Jadi kalau kita melakukan analisis tentang bagaimana implementasi dari otonomi daerah Indonesia, kita bisa lihat misalnya bagaimana proses di masing-masing daerah terkait dengan kebijakan dalam menangani keluarga-keluarga kurang mampu misalnya. Yang mulai dari pengumpulan data yang masuk kategori miskin for families, kemudian mengidentifikasi jenis-jenis dan bentuk kemiskinan di masing-masing keluarga, kemudian baru menyiapkan program. Misalnya program dengan melakukan pelatihan-pelatihan untuk diberikan kepada kepala keluarga atau salah satu atau salah dua dari keluarga mereka untuk mendapatkan keterampilan, sehingga dengan keterampilan itu nantinya bisa mendapatkan pekerjaan yang memadai atau bisa melakukan usaha yang nantinya bisa menghasilkan untuk memenuhi kebutuhan keluarga. Ya, termasuk provide program, menyediakan program yang mendorong kesempatan untuk lapangan kerja. Ya, UMKM misalnya atau bisnis, membuka bisnis-bisnis kecil dengan dikasih modal untuk membuka usaha-usaha kecil yang nantinya diharapkan bisa memenuhi kebutuhan mereka, kebutuhan keluarga mereka, sehingga mereka bisa keluar dari status sebagai keluarga yang kurang mampu atau keluarga miskin. Physical development as a building termasuk bagaimana pemerintah juga mengupayakan semaksimal mungkin untuk membangun fasilitas-fasilitas yang mendukung pergerakan ekonomi di daerah itu, yang membuka lapangan-lapangan kerja yang luas, sehingga masyarakat-masyarakat yang unemployment people can work in the project that provided by the government. Like for example, when the government have the project for we call as the padat karya to build of bridges, for example, or build of new roads, or reconstruct of bad route. Of course, in the project need of so many workers. Those who have no work, they can work and get the salary, get money from the project padat karya that provided by the government. Then this is some alternative way or some solution that government try to solve the problem for family who is categorized as the poor family. We go to the implementation of regional autonomy in the building theme of cooperation. Bagaimana implementasi otonomi daerah dalam membangun kerjasama tim? So far, government tried to coordinate and collaborate with Telkom. Telkom is communication company, the biggest communication company in Indonesia. PAM or PDAM, water company, and also PLN, electrical company. Tried to build up coordinating and then collaboration with the company. Yeah, government company, of course. And then the second one is step is the conduct training for civil servant. Jadi melakukan pelatihan terhadap pegawai-pegawai negara, so that the commitment, integrity, honesty, respect, confidence, caring, and responsibility arise. Jadi bagaimana pemerintah melakukan pelatihan-pelatihan terhadap aparat-aparat negara untuk membangun komitmennya, integritasnya, kejujurannya, tanggung jawabnya, saling merasa tanggung jawab serta rasa saling menghormati satu sama lain, kepedulian dan tanggung jawab sehingga semakin baik, sehingga demikian akan tercipta ASN atau pegawai-pegawai negara yang pay attention to the real sector. Jadi harus memberikan perhatian lebih terhadap sektor real, like transportasi, agriculture facilities, infrastructure, and small business or UMKM. And the fourth one is the create a good work system and unity, the division solution of by building the dialogue atmosphere between local government and leaders and staff. There are some implementations in terms of regional autonomy to build up team cooperation. What is the purpose of regional autonomy? Of course, there are some good purposes of regional autonomy that implemented in Indonesia. The first one is the improving services, improving community effort, tentu untuk meningkatkan pelayanan dan kesejahteraan masyarakat. And then development of democratic life, mengembangkan kehidupan demokrasi, justice untuk keadilan, equality, kesamaan, maintenance and harmonious relation between the center and then region. Jadi bagaimana membangun hubungan yang baik antara pemerintah pusat dengan pemerintah daerah. Fostering community initiative and participation in developing the role and function of regional representative assembly. Bagaimana mendorong inisiatif masyarakat dalam ikut berpartisipasi dalam mengembangkan fungsi, peran dan fungsinya sebagai anggota Dewan Perwakilan Daerah. What is the regional autonomy vision? Bagaimana dengan visi otonomi daerah? Number one, political field. Number two, economical sector. Number three, social cultural. For political field, there are some points that's very important to discuss and to inform the audience today. Opening the bird and democratic elected regional government head. Administration of government that is representative to the interest of the wider community. And the third is the maintaining a decision-making mechanism that adheres to the public of the accountability. In economical sector, ladies and gentlemen, guarantee the smooth implementation of national economic policies in the regions. Developing regional and local policies to optimize the utilization of economic proposition in the region and building various infrastructure that support the economic cycle of the region. And the third one, in terms of the social cultural, creating social harmony, maintaining local values that are considered conducive in the ability of the community. And the third one is responding to dynamic life around it. While mission of regional autonomy, of course, we now hear that the mission regulated in the law number 22 of 1999 and law number 25 of 1999, namely the desire to increase the efficiency and the effectiveness of resources management, finance, welfare, and service to the community. Jadi kalau bicara misi dari otonomi daerah itu jelas tertuang dalam perundang-undangan ya, nomor 22 tahun 1999 dan nomor 25 tahun 1999, di mana desire to increase, keinginan untuk meningkatkan efisiensi dan efektivitas of resource management, pengelolaan sumber daya, keuangan, kesejahteraan, dan pelayanan kepada masyarakat. I think there's some important point that I want to share talking about the implementation of regional autonomy in Indonesia. Alhamdulillah, so far, the implementation of regional autonomy have been implemented successfully in so many regions. Hopefully, in the future, this will be better, will be improved faster, and will be more useful and more beneficial to improve of people welfare, to open up new vacancy, new job vacancy for the people, in order to cut off, in order to reduce of the poverty, family poor, and then to improve of the human resources by doing of the training, by improving of the quality of education, by completed with the good facilities of school, from the elementary school, junior high school, senior high school, as well as the religious high school like Madrasah Aliyah, Madrasah Sanawiyah, as well as the boarding school. Thank you very much for your attention. if you have a question dealing with this topic we're discussing, please you ask question by writing your question in that link, or by going to the group WhatsApp to share or write the question in order to solve the problem together based on the topic we're discussing. Thank you very much for your attention. Good luck for everyone. See you in the next live meeting. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.